Hey, what's up guys? This is Jake with RSP, and today I'm going to be doing part 2 of Battlefield Tips. So this was the first video in the Elevate Your Game series, and it was pretty well received, so I wanted to come back, make another installment, and provide some better tips. So if you guys enjoy any of these, comment below which ones you like. Also, I want to see some comments for some tips that I didn't mention. If you guys have anything good that I see in the comments, I'll mention it in part 3, give you a little shout out. Appreciate the support, watch till the end, all that stuff, like, comment, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Let's get into it. Okay, for the first tip, we're going to be talking about how to identify the troop type that you're being rallied with. So for most people, they're already in tune with the game. They can recognize which general is like an archer general. But here's another quick tip for more casual people. So you got to look at the dragon that's being rallied with. Find one that has a dragon. So everyone knows Narcissus is a ground dragon, right? But look at the little dragon icon right there. You see it's white? That's Amaterasu, right? That's a ground dragon. So in the heat of the moment, if you're not really familiar with all these generals, you can just look and be like, oh shit, okay, ground on this guy. So let's go in and go through the dragons. Obviously, the elder dragons are pretty easy to identify, like everyone knows what they are, so I'm just gonna cover regular dragons. So Ziz, this could be a cav dragon. So if you see that pop up, you know it's a cav rally. Kolchin, siege dragon. Amaterasu, ground dragon, we just covered that. Layden, that would be an archer dragon. Nidhogg, that'd be cav. I've seen some people way back in the day use it as an arch dragon, but like that's so few and far between, I wouldn't even consider it. Thebes, this could be a secondary siege dragon. So if you see this pop up, most of the time that's going to be a fake siege rally, you know, because you want to use your Kolchin. Norway, this would be a ground dragon. Again, this could be a secondary in most cases, like especially with a rally setter, right? So like when you're looking at the rally, you see that might be a fake ground. Then let's go over to the pasture. Celtic, that would be an arch dragon. Sometimes I've seen people use it as ground, but again, that's very few and far between. Jaws, this one could be an arch dragon or a cav dragon. Very rarely used by a rally setter. You know, it's more like a rally filler type thing. Fafnir, this could be a siege dragon or a cav dragon. Again, Thebes as a second siege is just strictly better, especially like when developed. Facile, I use this as a ground. It allows me to put Norway on a sub, like we've covered in recent videos. And Radiant. This could be a cav, but I've like never seen anyone use this, let alone a rally setter as a cav dragon. It's mainly just a sub dragon, right? Okay, so now I'm gonna show an example of, you know, a rally being set like in a battlefield, and I'm seeing the dragon, I'm calling it out. Okay? Siege on Kronos and Arch. So like I said, that's just another way to identify a troop type, right? Because most people already know the generals and they can just, in that split second, identify the rally like this. This is another way for those more casual people and they're still trying to learn. Just look at the dragon. It only takes like maybe an extra half second. And the whole reason that we need to identify the troop type really quick is because you need reins really quick. You need the correct reins. This all goes back to troop type on player. That's like my favorite fucking tip. I'm gonna try to mention it in every video. It's just so important to be getting reins, especially in K50 land now. Alright guys, this next tip is going to be talking about changing your monarch gear after you're marching. So this would be for like rally fillers, right? So I got calf gear on, just do a quick little rally, and we'll see what my stats are, and then we'll do the same rally, march, and then change our monarch gear. Okay, so I'm at 55-30. Let's hope there's another keep around here somewhere. Alright, so 55-30, and then we'll change the monarch gear. So we'll go set on this guy. Alright, now imagine you just joined the rally, then your setter launched it. Then now you go over, change your monarch gear to like arch. Let's see if this is higher than 55-30. And it is higher than 55-30. So now apply this wider, you know, maybe you guys are setting a quad on someone. Start out with your siege, then you notice that it's landing, switch over to arch after you see a report, and so on to like cav and ground. That's what I do sometimes when I want to be a tryhard and get extra points. Okay, so next up we're going to be talking about Broken Hive. So I've been doing this a lot lately, especially against Vig with a new K50 update. This is where you're going to be, say, 200k away from your battlefield hive, And your main goal, there's like 3 things that you want to do. 1, you want to be hard to find, so you're not like 50k away like how I'm viewing right now, not very easily able to be found. Number 2, you want to be able to speed into rallies whenever, so you're just mashing your speed button. And number 3, you want to be able to set up counter rallies. So let's say I'm like 200k away, I'm joining in, and then I go red. I'm going to call out, troop type on player. I'll be like Arch on Jake, and I'll go into my bookmarks, and, well, these are left over, so imagine these were fresh. I already have new locations bookmarked, like 3 or 4 chords right around the map, similar distance. And I don't expect my team to read me when I do this. I'm trying to run away, and I want them to focus on filling on a counter rally, right? So if they want to arch me, and I'm a quick player and I can get away, that should give us an opportunity to hit one of their guys, right? So you're just trying to make things happen as much as you can, being a smaller keep doing Broken Hive. When I'm sitting in the sand, I'll go around, I'll make a couple bookmarks ahead of time before we even port out. And anytime I go red, I'm trying to run. And another thing that you might want to do is not send out more than 2 marches. Sometimes I'll do that because I feel like I'm quick, but a good rule of thumb is like only send out 2 marches. And for sure, don't join fakes if you're in fucking Broken Hive, right? Because you're just asking to get hit. So here's a couple examples. I'll show what I'm doing, maybe how I get my bookmarks, and then how I port and still join a rally before it's launched. Like with anything, right? Practice makes perfect, and if you got people doing shit like this, it's really going to help out your team, rather than people just sitting in the hive getting fucked on, A little editor's note here. I also wanted to mention that even if I'm not found, every like 5 minutes, so long as we have teleports, I'll be moving and changing my spot. Okay, so let's say they're looking at our hive, right? And they always see a line coming from like the northeast, I don't want to just sit there all game or until I'm found. Sometimes they'll find me. They're going to find you eventually, right? But you want to be switching up your spot whenever you can, as long as you have enough teleports. So I'd say like above 15 teleports, just as a random number, I guess. Then you can start panicking that you're going to get port locked. But yeah, if like a couple minutes go by, 5 minutes go by, I'm going to change my spot. And I'm going to change it right as we're about to set, right? So like I hear Oz go, he's just like, all right, get ready, Arch. And then I'm already on my new spot. I go, his countdown goes, I join. And if they were watching me, now they're like, fuck, we have to find someone else.
Sorry, Bill, Broken Hive, course posted.
I'm Jake, I'll try port late. In. I'm Jake, I'll port.
Alright, 50-50 pool, guys. 15 codes only.
Alright, this next one will be talking about a hotspot. So a hotspot is where you set a rally, someone moves, you keep the rally up on that same location, and you want someone to port back in. I can't really give a great example of this, but let's just pretend this is SVS and someone's sitting around the temple, right? So I'll go, start a little arch rally, boom. Now the guy's red, he's scared, say he ports over here, right? So he ports over, and then we're like, all right, let's set another one, boom. And he gets scared again, and then he tries to port back to a new location. And I see, oh shit, that's actually where I just set the first rally on. So boom, we launch it, and there we go. So now apply that to a battlefield, right? You have a hive full of people, maybe some of them are jumpy, or you could do this in SVS, or say this account, family member, say he was right here, right? I set a rally on him, I have him port away or something like that, or I make him port over here, keep his bubble down, and someone comes over in SVS and they park where I have this rally. Then I can just launch it, and they wouldn't have a red screen. So that's just basically what a hotspot is. You're setting a rally, you're keeping it up on a spot, and then you're hoping someone comes back in. Alright, this next one's going to be talking about a reverse hotspot. This is genuinely some of the most fun shit you can do in the game. This is going to work at casual levels, and it's going to work at the very top of the game against these super teams. This example is going to be pretty funny. I made a whole short about it before. But yeah, I mean, you can outsmart people, you can take advantage of them. You know, they'll think that you're so stupid that you would port back in and get hot spotted. And like I said, this works on literally the best people in the game, so you know, it can be used everywhere, and it's really rewarding when it works. It's awesome. So what it is, if it's not super obvious, is you port out of a rally, you see that they're trying to hotspot you, you port back in, telling your teammates get ready for a port swap, and then when they launch it, thinking that they hotspotted you, you port out and then do a regular port swap.
Cavs in 3, 2, 1. Cavs is up. He's in 2 rallies. Call it.
In range.
Range. Go.
On Asta with Arch. Okay, good. Asta, port back in real quick. Try to do a double swap. Port back in, bait him.
That's okay. We can.
Okay, now be ready to run.
That's okay. That second one's good, man. No, Asta.
Yep. Go. That was fucking hilarious. Okay, last tip. This one's gonna be a little corny. This is gonna be staying hungry for knowledge. So come to the Elevate Your Game playlist. Look at all this shit, bro. You got debuffs, you got tips, you got shit for all-stars, you got defense. I'm trying to put out educational content. And so are some other people. Like maybe you'll see an upload from Oz or something pretty soon. You know, we got some funny shorts and shit. But just keep looking out for new content. That's how you're gonna learn. That's how I learned, even before joining RSP. Like, nothing's been new. It's all just learning shit on YouTube. You're gonna watch long-form gameplay, you know, some BOCs. Maybe you'll pick up some stuff that we've been doing that you don't do. You know, stuff like that. I haven't updated this playlist. There's been more recent videos, obviously. Yeah, just keep watching videos, man. That's how you're gonna learn. You know, whether it's straight up educational stuff or if it's going to be from raw gameplay footage. You just have to keep watching. That's how you're going to learn. And we're not the only channel out there. You know, I'm not going to like strictly promote other people, but there's other channels that make videos. But you got to be careful with who you're taking your info from, right? You don't want to be taking your info from like a random small account who's never done nothing, you know, just some random fucker. Be careful when you take info, and be careful when you take it from me as well. You know, don't take me as God. You know, take me with a grain of salt. And I don't spend a shitload, right? Like, I am in RSP, you know, so I have to maintain my account so that I can be competitive against the rest of the game. But I'm pretty relatable with my budget, so, you know, I feel like I'm the best of both worlds for the regular player base. Like, if you're a mega whale and you want to learn about defense or anything like that, maybe hit up Sly in our team. Maybe hit up Oz. You know, these are some people that know how to build, but they're on these big, huge accounts. They're used to being bigger. So we have it all. You know, we got stuff for medium regular players, and we got stuff for these huge players as well. So yeah, just keep trying to learn, keep watching videos, keep attending Discord events, and you're gonna get better. Thank you guys for watching this far, and I hope you guys enjoyed. You know, these videos are really fun to make, and I get a lot of motivation when I see a lot of comments and, you know, people telling me they enjoyed it. So if you did enjoy, drop a comment, leave a like. I'd really appreciate it. And I'll give you a little heads up. I'm going to be making a video on family members coming up pretty soon. Gonna dive all the way in there, give some tips and tricks there. So that'll be a really good one to watch out for. All right, bye guys.